What's happening, troops? Back again with the Talkin Pish podcast. We're your hosts, Liam, Heidi, and Sophie.
That was recording the whole time for me, by the way.
Welcome back on in.
We're here.
With shock. Oscar Piastri's won it. Sophie's not here.
Shock.
Shock.
She's raging.
Any
raging.
guesses on why Sophie's not here?
She's raging, I just said that.
So basically, Sophie loves Lando Norris, and I maybe went in the group chat and I was like, no, McLaren can't do this to me. Said a few very angry terms in the process, and Sophie's like, I'm not here tonight. And I was like, oh, I think it might have been me.
You've upset her.
I've upset her.
You have to apologise.
No.
Good.
Do you know what? I'm not apologising because at the end of the day...
Be like Lando. Be a stubborn cunt.
Exactly. Do you know what? It gets you where you want to be.
It didn't. It got him second.
It got him second. But Oscar Piastri won. You didn't manage to watch all the race, obviously, but do you have a driver of the day where you thought somebody was outstanding?
Nah.
From what you saw? Do you want me to say where I thought things were?
Go for it. You can go for it.
Okay, so as I watched the whole race, some of us pay attention.
Some of us have got other things to do.
So Oscar Piastri did smash the start, did everything he needed to do at the start. So obviously for me anyway, my driver of the day was Oscar Piastri. Kept a cool head even when Lando maybe wasn't going to give the position back. He didn't do, the only things you could fault him on was he went wide once or twice. But I think he still had McLaren pitted him first. I think he would have won the race on pure pace. Second off, I do think Lewis Hamilton, shout out to him.
I was going to say him.
His defensive skills against Max Verstappen was really good.
Yeah, send him in the air.
Yeah, smash it. When you need to do it, you need to do it, okay? But before that, the whole, Max couldn't get past him, and that was long and short of it. Max couldn't get past him, and okay, that incident that we'll get to, I think Lewis deserves a wee shout out for that. I think, do you know what? I also think Perez and George, considering the situations they were in, they did a solid job as well. Max and Lando, the sign just said absolutely not. Max and Lando, debatable. I think both did okay jobs today. I think Max was relatively desperate and in a car that's not working great for him. Lando just didn't get the best of starts. Oscar, I think, had a faster reaction, and then a bit confusing because they said, Nico Rosberg said, it wasn't Lando's fault if it was the gear shift change into second for Lando. It was the car's fault. But Lando said it was his shift to second that he just didn't have the pace.
Yeah.
But I think Lando was too preoccupied. You've seen the start. I think Lando was too preoccupied in defending Oscar Piastri. Mm-hmm. And that's, again, we've seen it before, it allowed Max to come up the outside.
It's that narrative that I talked about last time, that he is now a rookie at this end of the grid.
Yeah.
So, being on pole...
But Oscar Piastri is literally pretty much a rookie.
Yeah. No, Oscar is the rookie. But, you mean, Lando's also that rookie at that end of the grid. You mean? So maybe it's the... I'm not going to say nerves, but it's the composure, the pressure, of dealing with...
I think, in his head, he's got to win. He's doing everything right. He's fast. Lando Norris is fast. He's putting it on pole. This week...
He is speed.
Every week, you could probably put a good... Yeah, he is speed. That car, though, is fast, I think, hats off to Max Verstappen, he's dragging a car that isn't as fast round. And still being in...
isn't working.
Yeah, still being in... Yeah, absolutely. But still being in with a chance of pole. And Lando, I think, I don't know what happened in the team discussion. They were very on the radio, think about what we have, what conversations we have on a Sunday morning, and we have this debrief and things like that. And they came out afterwards and they said, they just talk about how it's teamwork, basically. And they said that they were allowed to race today. That was, as long as they got 1-2, they were allowed to race. But I wonder if they'd been told, whoever is leading end of lap 1, that is it, you're not allowed to race or something like that. He seemed so desperate for that, for Oscar not to pass on the inside, that he just forgot Max was there. And I'm like, oh my days, Max Verstappen, your bigger threat on the outside. I'm like, what is going on? and then ended up sandwiching him. And actually, Max ended up saving him from going behind Lewis.
Yeah.
Did you see that bit?
Well, I've seen a lot of it, but I was taking in the fact that I was a bit infuriated that Lando was moaning about Max taking him off the track.
Yeah, and then Max is moaning.
Yeah.
See, when that happened, I'm like, it's Austria all over again. Like, this is what we're going to get for the rest of the season. It's going to be like, he pushed me off. No, he shoved me off. No, I had to go out. I had to avoid.
We've gone from Lewis and Rosberg, where it was two like gladiators fighting, to
yeah, they would just shove each other off the track. They wouldn't care.
Yeah, now it's he pushed me.
Yeah, I've heard that one before actually. Austria.
All right.
I actually have heard that before. He pushed me off, man. That was probably Lewis.
Lewis loves a moan at Austria, to be fair.
Lewis
I just remember Lewis being told to shut up and drive by Toto.
Yeah. We know the car is shit.
Just drive it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because Lewis comes out and now is like this year seems like the most relaxed. Like, yeah, we're doing shit, or yeah, we're doing well, whatever.
That's because he's away next season. He doesn't care what happens. He's gone. Like his future's.
Fuck it. He's sold his soul to Ferrari. He's gonna have nothing left.
Lewis is gonna be bald. We're gonna get bald Lewis Hamilton again.
It's gonna be the same. What did you make of the Max Lewis incident? I loved seeing them battle again.
Very unexpected.
Yeah,
considering they were both like lapping. What was it like? Was it Alex Albon?
Kevin Magnussen, I think.
No, was it not one of the Williams?
Oh, it could have been actually that. I'm thinking of
Either way, whatever back marker they're taking, I was a bit like, Max, really? Like that's your moment that you've decided to pick? Like,
I think because it was a good moment because Lewis probably wasn't expecting it, but then Lewis was expecting it. And he was like, I'll just start turning right slightly early for this corner. They said like that is the grey area of like, he's moved under braking, but then you've got to move under braking for the corner.
Yeah, and plus there's nobody alongside them.
Yeah, Max
at
wasn't
that
alongside.
moment. You mean so it's
he's just gone, woo, let's go. But it's exactly what Lando Norris did to him, and he wasn't happy about.
No, that's fair. But then again, Lando never got a penalty for it.
Exactly, and like everyone came out and they were like, oh, but he should. And then Max afterwards, like Max is not happy. And he was like, well, he just moved over, and then obviously I panicked and he had to slam the brakes on, and that's caused him to lock up, and that's what caused the collision. Technically Lewis, but he didn't outright say Lewis caused the collision. And Lewis was like, it was a racing incident. Like I moved, I was going, and then Max obviously that just ended up going straight on.
Yeah.
Like Lewis was like, it was a racing incident straight off. But what he said afterwards, I'm trying to remember it and not get it wrong, because he wasn't happy, and he said that basically the impact, because he obviously went up in the air, the impact was really hard, so the medical delegates wanted to see him, and he was like, well, you can send them up to the stewards.
Oh, I seen that, yeah.
You can send them up to the stewards because they need checked,
and because I'm absolutely fine. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, and there was something else he said.
Because again, like I read that out of context because I didn't know what had happened. So to hear it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? But yeah, a lot of Twitter was saying that like Max Verstappen was basically just having a podcast for 70 laps.
It. I personally loved it. Now, I'm not saying like I love the downfall of Red Bull, but I think I enjoy, like, in those last, was it 20 laps? The race would have been shit, right? Like you were just stating before we started the podcast, because you hadn't watched it, you would have said it was like an 8 out of 10 by watching
8 out of 10 because the amount of drama that was.
It was a good race. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, probably something like that, 7. But then when I look back to the start of the year when I was saying that it might have been higher, I don't really know. But the end of the race, in reality, was boring, in the top anyway. And the only thing that kept you gripped was Lando Norris going to give Oscar Piastri that place, and the team radio messages between them. And then also the Max Verstappen side, and the brilliant, loved it. It's like a drama show. Like, I love my reality drama, and I'm like, this is great. Keep going. and he's shouting and swearing, and I wouldn't want to be GP or the team on the receiving end of that, but as a viewer, entertainment.
It's a bit interesting though to hear, because obviously like like there was some radio messages there where GP like bites back at him and is just like, shut up, just stop it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And GP's always said that's just their relationship.
that is their relationship, but I wonder if
he's fed up.
I wonder if just there is more going on to this between the Red Bull situation. Like, obviously, Max wants to win. Max wants to dominate like he did. GP, I don't know. It just seems like Red Bull internally are crumbling.
Yeah, I think there's too many whispers for it not to be true. And then what we're seeing is, I don't necessarily think the cars are, like, I don't think the McLaren is a really quick car, if that makes sense.
I think
I don't necessarily think it's a better car than the Red Bulls last year or the year before, kind of thing. But I rather more think that Red Bull is stagnated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I just don't.
You think they've not got the genius that designed that working on it anymore?
And they were saying like, I think in Q3 or something like that, or Q1, they were like, oh, this is a second and a half faster than last year's pole. And I was like, oh, that's fast. And I was like, wait a minute, it was fucking wet last year, that's why. And I was like, it's not that much faster. But yeah, I don't know. Like,
I just think, well, yeah, I agree with you in the sense of, I think the McLaren is a
it's a great all-round car.
Generically all-rounded car. The Red Bull was just a generic quick car. Like, you put it anywhere, it was quick, other than Singapore. But it just seems at the minute that McLaren know their car, know where the car's going, what to do with the car.
And you can stick it any track and it goes well.
Yeah, and I think the more I see or the more I hear of the way Red Bull's going, McLaren's going, it makes me think of my theory where I said, I wonder if when Max was setting up the car, he would describe what the car's doing, and then he would go, right, try this, try that, right, go out again. Rather than it actually being the driver going, change wing, change this, do this, you mean?
So this brings me on to something actually that I wanted to mention. Was somebody said to me earlier today, they were like, oh, what do you think of this? Because the rumours have kind of died down. And I was like, what are you on about? I never saw this. But, like, to be honest, I've not seen the rumour mill so much recently.
Does it about Newey?
Yeah, and seemingly...
McLaren or Aston Martin?
No. So seemingly, part of the reason why he's left is he was giving suggestions and they were like, nah. And they never took the suggestions on. And that's now why you're seeing the car, because he's not developed these parts, or he suggested and they've not taken on his suggestions. Which could... I've just spilled my drink. I don't even know how that's possible. But that could also be true. Could
be. I don't know how true I think it is.
I think in that situation, why would you have Newey on if you weren't going to take on his suggestions?
And also, why would you not take somebody
who's created
like
the
Newey's
best cars?
Yeah, like you've seen what he did with the previous the previous car, because obviously this is a brand new car. Like, they never developed last season's one in this one. This is a brand new one. But why would you look at what he did last season
and go, nah,
and then this season go, nah, you've had your moment.
Fuck off.
It could be a possibility. I don't know how true or how much I believe of that, but I have heard though about Newey that apparently it is 100% certain he's not going to Ferrari.
I think he must be going to Aston Martin. Why would you go to McLaren? Like, why would McLaren change anything right now? He's already been to McLaren as well, hasn't he?
I don't think he has he?
I think he's had some sort of thing in.
I think he was at Williams.
I think he was in McLaren for a bit. Somebody said he wouldn't go back to McLaren. I don't know, but they said he wouldn't go back.
Who was Senna driving for when he died?
Newey.
Yeah, I know, but who was he driving for? What team?
Was it not McLaren?
Was it McLaren at that point? Because Newey obviously blames himself for that, but
I think it was McLaren.
I didn't think it was.
Who else did he drive for?
No idea.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it was McLaren, because there's all this stuff is like more about McLaren than anybody else. Yeah, I think he was.
Because I seen something that was like Newey jumping out of a Ferrari
I think it'll be Aston Martin.
Into an Aston Martin. Like this was new out and about. Like he was driving a Ferrari, got out, jumped into an Aston Martin, and there was something about McLaren and blah, blah, and I was just going, man's playing 3D chess, I'm telling you.
But look, I just don't think anybody knows where he's going at this point.
He might not even be staying.
No, he's got to be staying. Do you remember I said this last week, that you could see him going round and he was taking notes off of all the cars.
Yeah, I get it.
Why would you be doing that if you weren't staying?
Yeah, I get it. You could just be an enthusiast.
Sure, shut up.
You could just be an enthusiast, you know?
Okay.
It's like Sebastian Vettel. He just turns up. He says it's for the bees, but he just wanted to be on an F1 track.
Yeah. Can we talk about the real issue at hand? What are your thoughts on Lando Norris? I actually want to hear true, honest thoughts. And I will give Sophie's point of view right now while you have a think. Sophie would say, at the end of the day, it's driving and she loves him. And I see, yeah, you go for it.
So, from my perspective, firstly, I want to do the shock thing and agree with the message where he said, if you wanted Oscar to finish first, why did you pick me first? I agree with that statement because that's McLaren weirdly doing things. That's the way I'm going to put it. It's just
absolutely
so stupid.
I think it's a more McLaren, yeah.
Yeah. Second to that, though, is if any other driver, if Max was being asked to let, not that they're ever in the same fucking part of the track,
but they have tried. Remember, they did do that at Brazil.
Max to let Perez through.
There's no gain for Max to be yeah, and they said let him through, and he didn't.
He didn't, right?
And he said,
and he
"Don't ever ask me to do that again."
Yeah, right. But he'd get slated for that.
And he did, yeah.
Right, and he did. But Lando does it.
He's gotten slated.
Has he?
Social media is
right,
popped off about him.
Well, yeah,
and
I just thought he was very bratty. I was just like, look, team game, you've won once. If you were naturally 20 seconds ahead and super quick, and then all of a sudden McLaren were going, we've fucked up. Like,
if it was close, if somebody was chasing you.
Yeah, like I just think the way it worked out, it was quite bratty, and I just think it's not done him any
favours.
PR good.
Yeah.
You mean like?
So for me, I can understand he is second in the championship. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, and you're wanting to win a championship, I can understand wanting to stay ahead. 7 points at the end of the day, it is a bigger difference. Also, in respect to previous races, he has been close and not made it, and there's been faults on his own side, but he has the car, he should be winning more. I think this was Oscar's first race, and it's quite depressing in a way that it's been so overshadowed by the way he's behaved. He's come out, right, you've not seen this, right? His behaviour towards Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, is this in the
complete brat?
Is this in the cool down room?
Yeah.
Right. So I heard something about that where like Lewis was like praising the car.
Oh, you guys are so quick, and he was like, you were in the quickest car. I think he meant for 7 years, but he was like 7 years ago, and Lewis was like, right, we have it, yeah, and he's like, yeah, and it's us now, and he was like, okay, I wasn't complaining, I was complimenting you. He was like, what the fuck? You could tell he was sitting there like, what is going on? And I'm just like...
So I've not seen it, but yeah, I did hear about that, yeah.
And Oscar's out the car, and like, he's just stood there, he's just not congratulate. He didn't congratulate Oscar. And I'm probably reading too much into this, but I'm Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, they all congratulated Oscar before Lando Norris ever did. But you would think Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris...
What did I tell you?
...are relatively... Oh yeah,
I did
said
say
it from
that
day dot. As soon as Oscar Piastri starts outperforming Lando Norris, it's going to be tears. It's going to be tears, and it is showing.
I also said that Zach Brown's little golden child would then be Oscar.
I'm not going to lie, I will still stand by the fact that Oscar Piastri, give him his time, will be a better driver. Yeah. And then to act the way he did congratulate him, act the way he did in the wee room, cool down room, and then goes on the podium, right? And Oscar's got his first win. Lando Norris goes bang with the champagne and just goes over to the other... What's going on through there? Goes over to the McLaren guy, which Lewis was stood chatting to the whole time, started spraying him, and I'm like, for Oscar, I'm like, Oscar Piastri's just got his first win. Most drivers in this especially your teammate would turn and spray it on you.
Or let him lead the podium celebrations at least. You mean like let him be the main attraction, not Lando.
Like not even like necessarily that, but like I just feel like it was a bit weird. Like I felt like he was leaving him out.
No, I get that.
And then he came afterwards and he was like, "Why am I like if you hit me first and blah blah blah?" And I'm just like, why are you acting like this? Like, and I get it. I do get it. Like at the end of the day, when you sit back and you take a moment, and you go, "It's driving, it's racing." Max Verstappen wouldn't have given that place up. Bloody hell, I don't think Lewis Hamilton would have.
Perez wouldn't have been in enough time to make it up. Max to Perez would have been like 25 seconds, and they'd have been like, Max, slow down. He's going, I'm going fucking slow.
Yeah, I'm like, I do think there's situations where we have seen Lewis like give up podium positions. I don't know if he's given up the win before.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it was a win.
He definitely gave up the podium for Bottas.
Yeah, that was Hungary. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't.
But I don't think under many circumstances. I think Christian Horner. Now I am not a Christian Horner fan, but I think Christian Horner said it quite well that probably not many. He didn't understand what McLaren were doing because how many people would be in this situation? Like how many people? He was like, I don't know why they didn't pit Oscar first. Like it's always
secure him.
Yeah.
First.
You wouldn't have had this situation.
Yeah.
Do you know? So. Yeah, I don't back Christian Horner, but I understand what he's saying in that sense, and I do agree with what he's saying.
That's what
the McLaren brought it on themselves. There was no need to pit Lando Norris first. I don't care what they say. Lewis Hamilton was like 6 seconds behind, like in Lando pitted 6 seconds, like, and he was.
Lando could have gone another lap and a half.
Oh yeah, if they can make Oscar Piastri go a fucking lap out in the wet, they could make Lando Norris go an extra lap in the dry. Like, I'm not having it. Why did McLaren keep at least they gave it back, but it was so close to
Lando
not
Norris has got Zach Brown's nudes, I'm telling you. That's it.
Yeah.
He just needs favouritism or getting leaked.
Yeah. Do you think there was a chance Lando wouldn't have given it back? Do you think he was like genuinely debating it because they were begging him? They were like, please, you cannot win this alone. Do you think Lando was like...
It'd be interesting to hear, because obviously, like, we hear the bit that the media want us to hear, right? Like from the radio.
No, I sat on Oscar Piastri's radio and stuff like that the whole time.
No, but what I mean is it'd be interesting to hear what Lando was saying when he was being asked these things, or if he was even responding.
So he didn't respond initially when they said, we're going to swap this back. Kept on driving. And I think the danger with what he was doing was, had a safety car been called out at any point... for those laps, I think it was like 10, 15 laps he was ahead. Had a safety car been called at any point, that was it. Oscar wasn't going to be allowed to get past again, was he? Were they going to let Oscar pass because they didn't have the gap? And then he said that, like, oh, well, you know, you have to let me, you should have pitted Oscar first.
I don't know, like, there probably was a part that
didn't want to let them through.
Through.
Ted said an interesting thing in his notebook of like, do you think there was a point in Lando's head that thought, I've got to do this to prove a point that like I'm not going to be, you know, I am in this for the championship. I'm not going to be like a Perez, for example. He didn't say this, but he said he was a Max, that he wanted to be a Max or a Lewis or Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, I think maybe...
Because none of them would... Multi-21, Seb. Multi-21.
Well, yeah, there's that one. You mean, like, there's... That wasn't even giving up the position. That was taking the position.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wonder if Lando's sort of... He's had his win. He's obviously in a quick car now.
He wants another one.
Is it to this point where it's like, yeah, I am one of them? Or this is my chance to be one of them? And it's like, Lando, just take your time. Like, you mean, like, Seb was obviously quick.
It's going to be a massive ask for him to overtake Max Verstappen now to win the championship.
Depends on if Red Bull get their finger at the fucking arse in the second half of the season.
But when you think about it, how many points is in it?
Do you want me just to check?
Yeah. Do a fact check. I think it's relatively speaking like there's 50 points in the teams championship. So the teams is there, you know, and that's what we'll go into our next conversation in a second. The teams is there.
So constructors,
50 points.
Is 389 to 338. Mm-hmm. And then drivers is Max is on 265 and Lando is on 189.
So that's what, 80 points in it?
Yeah, roughly.
Off the top of my head, I didn't really calculate it, so my brain did it for me. Which brings me to the next point. I think it'll be a big ask for Lando to get 80 points. It would take a couple of, Max DNFs, Lando winning.
Yeah.
And then he's back in it. But, there's been a lot of circumstances.
My thing came true. I said Stroll would beat Alonso.
So that's another topic.
Haha.
Alonso let Stroll through to catch Tsunoda, and Stroll wouldn't let Alonso. It was asked to let Alonso back through and didn't.
Do you know what? I'm okay with that because I did say that Stroll would beat Alonso.
Yeah, so Stroll did exactly what Lando didn't. So hats off to Lando for doing it, by the way. I just want to say that. At least he did it. There's a good egg in there somewhere. I'm very grateful. I think it would have been a real...
What happened to Gasly?
No idea.
Oh, no, yeah, fair.
Just retired, had to box and retire the car.
Box and retire the car. Lovely.
But yeah, literally no idea what actually happened to him. But bringing me on to our next conversation. So, you have got 50 points now in the Constructors. I don't know how many points difference today was, but if you look at the things, in the last 6 races, I think McLaren has gained 60 points on Red Bull and Mercedes has gained 40 or something like that. It's quite substantial. Considering Lando Norris has DNF'd in that time, George Russell has DNF'd in that time.
Yeah.
For
Lewis Hamilton's won a race in that time.
So is George Russell, so is Oscar Piastri. But that's a substantial gain, 60 points. Mm-hmm. So we are halfway through the season, they said. Are we halfway?
Yeah, it's summer break next.
Well, we've got Spa next week, and then we've got
Is it
summer
Spa
break
next week?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that throws my head off because normally it's Hungary, then we go off and then we come back for Spa.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone's saying. And that's why we have the Perez effect. So Perez has been given obviously until next week, seemingly.
Spa. Yeah.
And they're all saying that, like Christian Horner said, can't run a race on one leg or something like that.
No, you can't. You're not. It's just at this point, it's becoming so much of a problem for Red Bull.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, they can't win the constructors with one person. Okay, they could win the driver still at this point.
Did last year.
Yeah, but they did. This is what we said last year. It was like Perez wasn't good enough. In reality, even last year, they just had the car.
I think
and they
last
just got
year
lucky
that Max was so dominant. Yeah, jinx.
But if they...
Jinx, you're not this week. On you go.
Yeah, so what we said at the end of last year was if McLaren had had the car the whole time, then they were in danger. Obviously, McLaren have turned up. They have the car now. They're in danger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Red flag. What are they going to do? You're getting to summer break. Perez has now crashed out in Q1. Both 2 races in a row. He's got 1 race to repair this. Yes, he drove a good race today, but it's not good enough.
Let's be honest, right? I don't think whatever Perez does next week...
It's going to save him.
Saves what he's done over the last, say...
6
races.
Over the whole season. He only had a couple of good races, actually, really. Let's be
Granted, do you mean, like, what he's done this season, 1 race does not solve that.
Yeah. So do you think they're swapping Perez mid-season? Or, if they're going to lose the constructors because of this, do they swap and take the risk of dropping Perez now, right? Or are they just dropping him for next year? You think
no,
he's dropped?
see, I think if the review is that he's got, like, if they said, like, the 2 races taking us up to Spa, I think that has to mean that it's a mid-season change.
You think he's mid-season?
I think it has to be. There's no point in saying, we're going to review it after Spa for the end of the season. You mean?
Yeah.
Because then that gives them, 12 races that technically gives them 12 races. Or
maybe they just go... You're getting, this is your last half of the season. Like, we've signed you again, but actually we've changed our mind. You're not performing. Let's get another driver signed. Because who are they going to put in the car at this point? Are you going to put Liam Lawson in?
Yuki.
So I would have thought Yuki would be the reasonable one. He's been in F1 the longest.
I don't understand.
But why would you do a Would you drag you? They've done it before, haven't they? Yeah. So
Lawson into AlphaTauri, or
stop calling them AlphaTauri.
I don't fucking
Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, thank you.
fucking Michael Jordan, Nike, fucking whatever you want to fucking call them. Anyway, like I think, or do you put Liam Lawson in the Red Bull because he's the only one they don't have data on in a Red? No, they don't have Yuki in a Red Bull.
Did they not test Liam Lawson in a Red Bull like last week or something?
Yeah, no, but what I meant is like an actual Grand Prix.
I just
Fuck
think
me.
it would be really bold to take Liam Lawson halfway through a season and stick him in a fucking Red Bull
No, that's what I'm saying.
to
So-
win the constructors.
So that's what I'm saying. So then my
that would be massive. For
that's
Liam Lawson.
where my thinking then is
I think anybody
Yuki.
you put in that car is a lot of pressure.
Yuki or Daniel.
But then Yuki crashed, didn't he? In Q1,
Yeah, but
Q3.
Yuki doesn't crash week in, week out, and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yuki recovers himself quite well. You mean like he got points today?
Do you think they put Daniel in for the last half of the season and go, you get half a season and that's you, you're out?
I don't see. As much as I am a massive Daniel Ricciardo
he's
fan,
the one with the experience of driving a Red Bull.
as much as I am a massive Daniel
think he's the
Ricciardo
right
fan,
choice.
I don't think he is the right choice.
No.
Like I think a lot of people are looking back at this nostalgic time of Daniel Ricciardo when he
Max
won it.
Verstappen, best teammates. They fucking
They
hate each other.
like as much as they're good friends.
No, yeah,
they
in that
fucking
car.
despised each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mean does anybody need the clip of Azerbaijan?
Oh, loved it.
I didn't. Fuck off.
Rear-ended.
Right? No, but you mean I just think
That sounds so wrong.
bring Yuki into the frame because Helmut Marko didn't just bring him into Formula One for no fucking reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You've got-
So
he's
why
a good
keep?
driver. He's
And
a
if
good
Red Bull
driver.
are honest about their driver program, right? Yuki making that Red Bull seat is a bigger statement for the Red Bull driver program than Daniel Ricciardo going back in the
Absolutely.
seat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because, and this goes way beyond F1. If you're a junior
Mm-hmm.
getting signed up for Red Bull, you have to look at the names of Red Bull drivers through that program that have made the car.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So McLaren, Merck, Ferrari are probably more attractive programs to be in than Red Bull.
Red Bull, they have a lot of juniors, but they drop them as well.
Yeah.
Like Zane Maloney, he's been picked up by, what the fuck? Who did he get picked up by? Stake, Sauber.
All right, yeah.
But he was last year Red Bull, and I was like, oh my days.
It's weird that they bring people in on like a year contract.
Yeah, they just
And then
and they'll
them-
pick you up randomly, like Enzo Fittipaldi. They've picked
Yeah.
up for a year or two, and then dropped again.
It's almost like they just need to have numbers. You mean they just need to have
Yeah.
numbers? But yeah, so my thinking is this review is a mid-season change.
Okay, it makes
And-
sense.
I think Yuki Tsunoda is the way to go forward.
I think right now, with the way Perez is performing, like, what is it? Again, Logan Sargent has now out-qualified him 8 times, you know?
Logan Sargent for president.
But, like, at that point, anybody surely is a better risk. Do you know,
Oh, yeah,
Ollie
yeah.
Bierman got in that Ferrari and got
Was it
P7
like
in it.
eighth or seventh? Aye.
And I like, okay, the Ferrari was decent. Like, it still is a decent car, but like it's more in the middle of nowhere right now. But okay, it was a decent car. But if you can put Ollie Bierman in a Ferrari and you can get points, you should, in theory, be able to put Liam Lawson or Yuki Tsunoda in a Red Bull and get points.
Oh yeah, but I think you put Yuki Tsunoda in that Red Bull, he will be quick.
Or is it the
Nope.
car?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like way out there.
No. I was going to say, is it the car? And you're going to see someone go in that car, and we're going to have another Pierre Gasly moment, and it's going to ruin, and Alex Albon, it's going to ruin a driver. Because that's why I wouldn't want to put Liam Lawson in that car.
No, and that's why I
Because
say like
there's
I wouldn't.
clearly something
I wouldn't
wrong.
put Liam Lawson in the car, but
So I think Naomi Schiff, by the way, and Nico Rosberg are the new Jensen Button and Danica Patrick. They fucking hate each other. Like,
whose side do you stand on?
I like
Who
both.
is the Danica Patrick in this scenario?
Oh God! Like, so I like them both separately. I think Nico Rosberg is a bit too big for his boots, and he's like,
Aye,
Talking to-
leave Brittany alone, right?
don't say that. He cursed Lando Norris, by the way, today. He took a picture and he said, "Who on the starting grid?" He said, "Who do you think's winning?" "I think it's Lando Norris. My money's on Lando Norris," or something like that. And I was like, "That's it, turn 1. He's not making it past turn 1." Shock. Goes into turn 1 and he's not winning.
I'm going to start putting bets on. I'm going to start DMing Nico Rosberg going like, right,
the only
who's winning the football this weekend?
Yeah, not him. But the only one free from it is Lewis Hamilton. He's the only one that survived it.
How did Max not as well?
Probably Max probably has at some point, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was Max that broke it, but then Singapore came round and it reclaimed itself.
I don't know. So anyway, they were talking at the end to Stella, and they were like, "Well, you know, Stella, what are you gonna do? About like this whole situation?" And oh my days,
I've legged it.
I've legged it. I'm gone.
He's done a Lando. I'll just leave it.
Yeah. So basically, they were like, "Oh." Talking about everything that went on, and Nico Rosberg went, "I've got one bit of advice for you and then one question afterwards." And then he's like, "Oh, so my advice," and it is, but like I feel like in the media side of stuff, maybe not the best idea, and he just relates back to the past, obviously. He was like, "This is a grey area. You said to Lando at his convenience to let Oscar Piastri through. That's a massive grey area. You just need to crack down on it, basically, and just tell them, because you can't have that." And I'm like, "Oh, Nico, like, we don't need you telling a team principal how to do his job right now."
You and Lewis drama coming back up.
Yeah, but like also, why are you telling a team principal on air? Yeah. And he was kind of rude, I feel like, to Naomi Schiff. Like, there was a couple of things that he was a wee bit rude, and then...
Alright, so nobody was actually Danica Patrick here, just...
No. But, like, the relationship of Jenson Button being like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." I feel like Naomi Schiff's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake," And basically, they were talking about the whole Perez situation and how it wasn't really going well. And Nico's like, "Well, who would you put in that car then?" Danica. Not Danica, oh God, Naomi. Like, he was like proper, like, he was quite rude. And then she was like, "Liam Lawson." And I'm like, "What are you doing putting Liam Lawson in the car?" No, don't put Liam Lawson. That's not a good idea.
Can I make a massive shout?
Yeah.
Sebastian Vettel.
Bring him back.
Half a season.
Bring him back.
Third 100 Grand Prix.
Yes, oh my days. My hot take from last year
you're
returns.
You're a season late, but like...
My hot take wins. Absolutely right. Could you imagine?
No. I really couldn't actually. Now that I've said it, no, it's not.
Do you think this opens a seat though for Carlos Sainz? Not mid-season, but next year to Red Bull. Do you think this is
I never thought the door was closed for Carlos.
Well, you and Sophie said last episode that Helmut Marko had said something like he'd shut the door on it.
Yeah, Helmut Marko said that, but Helmut Marko is also like an 80-year-old man that doesn't know exactly what he's saying.
Like,
he's the Joe Biden. He's the Joe Biden of F1.
Is he? Stay away from politics. But like, I genuinely think, who the hell else is going in that Red Bull at this point? Because Daniel Ricciardo hasn't performed.
Alex Albon
seems keen to stay with Williams, except he was fed up with them. Even he was on the radio like, "You can't just change your mind this late." And now the tyres are like, they've obviously told him to like shred his tyres. Like, "Yeah, just run it and we'll do a 3-stop or something like that." And then they've gone, "Actually, Alex, we're going to change the plan and you're going to do this one." And he's like, "Well, the tyres are fucked now, aren't they?"
Yeah.
So even he was getting a bit fed up. So maybe. I seem pretty certain that he trusts in Williams and what Mercedes engine is going to be.
No matter where Sainz goes, the doors are going to start closing soon.
Oh yeah.
He needs to start making his mind up. And I know it sounds weird.
What is going on with the Mercedes seat as well, sitting open like this?
Ocon
was gone to Haas.
All but looks like Haas.
Yeah.
Which now essentially leaves Williams, Mercedes, potentially Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Sainz, I think two of those.
Alpine.
Yeah, I can't see Sainz going to Alpine.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, I can't see Sainz going. Even if you do want to put the four of them.
You forgot about Audi.
I still don't see him going there.
I see him going most likely to Mercedes at the moment.
I think looking at all the seats that are available, I think the Mercedes is the most
plausible,
appealing. I was going to say because the Red Bull one
is not as attractive
as what it was last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when it was all going swimmingly
Yeah,
well.
to be
and
fair, the Mercedes the last few races have been genuinely faster in race pace. That's what they said. Like, do you know, today, Lewis Hamilton wasn't by the end of the race, but at the start of the race, just sat 1.2 behind Max the whole time. 1.1. I was like, I thought Mercedes and Ferrari were going to be nowhere in this race. They said they
they've
were
done
running their own
something.
race.
You can see like a wee bump on their front wing.
Oh yeah.
On like
Everyone's
the nose.
getting investigated.
And like where the number sits, you can
seen
see
it?
like a wee bump. And it's like the last time Mercedes were slow, there was no bump.
Okay.
And I was like, this is like a James Allison
Yeah,
thing, isn't
this
it?
is a James Allison
It's going to be like a
design.
hollow nose, isn't it? With just like a wee duct that's
Yeah.
creating like flow.
Well, have you seen this? That the FIA are coming to Spa next week, and
Rate it.
they're bringing cameras to measure the flexing of the front wings, because Red Bull have been saying everyone's front wings are flexing too much. So they're now investigating it.
Surely, if that is a regulation, if that is a no-go, there can't be too much, that should be getting done every week.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
check-
think it's really hard to measure it. I think obviously, like in the wind tunnel where they assess it, they're like, yeah, no, it's fine, and then it goes out actually on the track and it's very different.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's seemingly getting investigated. And seemingly also, not that it really seems to matter to McLaren going off of their pace at the moment, but Red Bull, this is Red Bull just complaining about fucking everything at the moment. They're not winning, so somebody else has got to take the flak. So basically, McLaren seemingly have an extra cooling vent that they're not allowed to have. And so the FIA have been investigating that, but McLaren have covered it up. They're just covering it up with tape every week. Still there, but it's not getting used. The fucking point of it, because it's clearly not doing anything.
F1, amazing technology. What do we cover things up with?
Duct tape. Duct tape. Yeah.
And that's and the FIA that are in control of these highly sophisticated cars and rules can't see tape.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're clearly not. It's not doing a job anymore, so it's not legal. But yeah, I just
had this thought today though when when the F1 was on, I was like, I really want more teams on the grid.
yeah, absolutely bring them in.
Porsche. I think, do you know what? You see if F1 made it attractive enough to actually get
Well, they just won't let you in.
car manufacturers in, because I fucking hate like steak.
I also want more.
Visa cash
Yeah.
at fucking.
But also, like, I want more engines. Like, everyone taking a fucking Mercedes engine. Come
And
on, make your own.
Alpine away to.
Take a Mercedes one.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you for that. My
Fucking
brain
hell.
just.
Blub, 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 blub.
Yeah, like I just think F1 can get stale sometimes, and we're now
I think
clutching like
you're saying it gets stale this season versus last season.
Oh, 100%, 100%, like with winners and things like that. But
Yeah,
you think of
7
it
race
today.
winners.
Today doesn't feel like we had a 7th race winner.
Right, that's because you didn't watch it. But 2, I think that's just the effect of like the shit going on behind the scenes.
But then again, Twitter, when Lando Norris didn't finish a race, was more entertaining than when Oscar Piastri won a race.
So Max was saying, like, he was just like, I got so much shit, I'm not having this, about the, like, how he locked up and things like that. He's like, I'm not having it. I got so much shit on online for, and from everybody else, to be honest, for moving in the braking. Lewis moved in the braking. And he
That's my Max. Go on.
but like, he
Come out swinging.
do you know what? Like, as much as Max Verstappen and everyone probably is like, oh my god, don't. He's like, he's so rude. But I appreciate it. Just come out there and be honest and say what you want to say. Like, none of this PR shit. Like, you know, he's come out and it's quite often like.
I wish all athletes were un-PR trained.
Exactly. Like, it's quite often, yes, Lewis Hamilton's PR trained, but he'll say stuff that, you know,
He was like, he's PR patient zero.
But like he actually at least speaks out about the stuff that needs spoken out about. You know, like the Christian Horner situation. At least he wasn't scared to say something. He isn't that PR trained that he's not allowed to say stuff. And if he wants, he comes out and he'll say shit about his team. You know, he'll be like, "Well, I'm going to be 2 tenths behind every race. What happens after that? No longer 2 tenths behind, is he?" Yeah, so he'll come out and he'll say it.
He is also a 7-time world champion.
Yeah, exactly. And Max is a 3-time world champion, probably about to be a 4th. Like, very unlikely that he wouldn't be a 4th. but he will always just speak his mind. And I just, like, I think that there's nothing wrong, you know, I think he's absolutely right. If you don't like what he's saying, turn it off. Don't listen to him. But I do think he's right. People have such an opinion, and especially, I'm going to say it, especially Lando Norris fans have an opinion, and they you know, take your water. Liam's really scared right now. But I do think...
You can say it wasn't me.
But I do think there was a lot of... But even like the Sky team, like they did.
Get there. You're still not even said what you want to say.
I just think there's a lot of bias at the moment.
Right, fucking
like,
say it. You've just praised
No,
Lewis
I
Hamilton
couldn't
for
think of
saying
the word.
it.
I couldn't think of the word. But like I think there's a lot of bias, and I do think Sky as well. And like, you know, that was the first thing Ant said, was that he obviously jumped on the Sky pad on the Austria thing. Was like, it's all Max's fault. Moving under braking, blah blah blah. You know. Actually, when you go back and you look at like Seb versus Lewis is on the curb, things like that. Like Lewis is further over, and I just think when Ant came out today, he was like, "Now I'm not going to make a complete statement because I did that with the Austria one, and you know he obviously got backlash as well, you know, but he was very quick to be like, Lewis does move over."
This is the other annoying thing is now you've got pundits scared to be a pundit because they're getting backlash.
Yeah, Nico Rosberg, hats off to him. That's why I'm like, you were like, oh, who's a Dan? And I'm like, no, but I like both of them for different ways. And like, Nico Rosberg has too much of an opinion sometimes, and like trying to tell Stella how to do his job. I'm like, okay, calm down. But at least he'll say it how it is. Like he was like, oh, it's 100% Max's fault. He deserves a penalty and stuff like that. He was like, oh, it's 100% this. I'll say it honestly. He was like, I'll just go for it. I'll just say the truth. But again, he's an F1 world champion. He's got the respect. But I like the other pundits. I like Naomi Schiff. Naomi Schiff is now getting called a snowflake for saying that Max disrespected his team by saying they should go, whether it was aimed at the team or the fans, either way it was disrespectful. But I think she had a point. If you are at work, basically, we're not going to say that, but like if you are working for that team and you have made a mess up on the strategy and you hear Matt speaking about it like that, you guys fucked up my strategy and you did this, and then you heard it on the radio and then you're a bit like, oh my days, and then they were like, should you apologise to your team? Like, you've done all this like work into that car that he is driving. He, in theory, is just driving the car that you've designed or helped design, and then he goes, I don't think I need to apologise, and if you don't like me speaking on the radio, you should go home. No, I don't think she's wrong. It would maybe be a kick in the teeth for all the teams sat there that's just already probably kicking themselves for making mistakes. Yeah,
I see both sides to that coin there.
Oh, yeah.
You mean like I see the
that's what I'm saying.
I see the Max side where it's like
it's just his opinions.
Yous have got all the information there to make correct calls, and you still make the wrong call.
Oh yeah.
Like
that was we were like, what are you doing? Like, you're just like, honestly, and then like even Ferrari of all teams had caught on to it. So when Lewis pitted, they're like, pit Charles, bang, undercut even. and Charles had been the last one basically to pit earlier on.
Yeah, it's just
even Ferrari knew the strategy.
Redbull turning to Ferrari, fuck's sake.
And they're like, we're just gonna hang you out to dry for a little bit longer.
It's the Fred Vasseur effect here.
Yeah.
He's cooking. Slowly, but he's cooking.
He's cooking. I meant to say, by the way, on the Antonelli Mercedes seat. So Antonelli did a really good job in F2.
Oh, you just give up with
that. But he said he's not ready to go to F1. He's basically said, I'm not going to F1.
Oh, fair enough. I think that's...
Oh yeah, hats off to him. Because you can see where he's developing now and he's actually getting the swing of things. But they're more than halfway through their season.
How do you think Ocon and Ollie Behrman will work together?
Oh fuck, who's decided that then? Ollie Behrman's been a bit angry on the radio at the moment. He was like, stop talking to me. He was raging.
He's a very posh boy.
Everyone says he can't really understand if he's Italian or not because he's got a bit of Italian twang to him.
It's all the time spent in Maranello. That's it.
No, but he does. He lives, lives in Italy. I thought you were taking the piss.
No.
I was like, no, he does. He does.
He does.
Don't. But yeah, no, genuinely. I don't know. Like, I kind of feel bad for Ocon because I do think he gets painted out to be a bad guy at the moment. Like,
He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. But then...
You don't find it funny how, like, almost every teammate he's had in F1 he falls out with? He don't start.
Then, no, absolutely, yeah. But, like, I'm just trying to... you don't understand, like, the inner workings. Like,
No, you don't.
What is going wrong there?
But if one person's falling out with a lot of different people, surely he's the problem.
Well, do you know, Fernando Alonso?
He's a world champion, though. He gets to be that, like...
But then, is it Fernando Alonso or was it Ocon that fell out with each other? Do you know? Watch Fernando Alonso fall out with Stroll, by the way, after this weekend.
I'm waiting for it. Like, I've been waiting for it for a
Same,
long
can't
time.
wait.
Like, we thought it was going to happen
I've got the
on.
popcorn.
We thought it was going to happen on race 1 of Alonso going when
Oh my
Stroll
God, you remember
took
that?
him out.
Somebody hit me. Yeah.
Somebody took me. Who was it? We'll just continue this.
Just checking. Just checking.
Who is it? Who is it? Tell me. Could you imagine after race 1 we already had the... Is that who I think it was?
Yeah.
What, such a sore loser?
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be fucking hilarious. But actually, I feel like last year we were like, okay, we didn't have the teammate drama that we thought we had. This year, different story.
I've just had a thought here, right? Completely off track here, right? For the Red Bull seat. Mm-hmm. Valtteri Bottas.
What?
Here, but if... Here.
Okay, oh no.
No, but if Valtteri Bottas, right, wants... Like, say, for example... He did have that conversation with the Mercedes seat.
Well, he did. It was him that said it.
Yeah. They only wanted to offer him a year, and he was like, no, I want more than a year. But Red Bull...
Want to give him 2.
Give him more. Second driver. Top team. Could he?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I think there's a greater chance. But why would you go back to Mercedes after they gave you the slug like that?
Yeah, exactly. So Red Bull, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a shout.
It's a shout.
Nobody's thought of that. I'm telling you, if it happens, it's here.
You heard it here first. That's going to get announced next week. You know that, right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't even know what made me think of that there. It was just generally, I looked into the floor and I went, Bottas to Red Bull. Don't know why.
Picked off the floor.
That's it.
And he's got good PR at the moment.
He's always got good PR.
I know, but like at the moment with the mullet, like he's doing better than what he did. Remember, he got slated in from Mercedes.
He's just a better Daniel Ricciardo.
But I don't think he would be able to drive that Red Bull.
We'll not know until...
Honest opinions.
We'll not know until it happens. It's fine.
Get him
Just
doing a
you wait.
test.
Just
Get
you
him doing
wait.
a test. No. I really am. Like, so next week, obviously, we are halfway through the season.
Ugh.
I know. And we are obviously at some point going to do our mid-season review and whap out the sticky notes again and try and decide who's going where. Now we have a better understanding. But I think it's worse. I think at the start of the season, I had a better comprehension of
Silly
where
season was a lot
going.
more understandable.
Yeah, like when, Lewis is going to Ferrari, Charles, take it off, go on you go. And we tried to predict where everyone was going. That was easier than if you ask me now, you know?
Yeah, well because now the Williams seat is like... The Williams seat's hard to think of.
Well, I think I put Kimi Antonelli into the Williams seat.
But that's fucked because he's not going to F1
Yeah, he
now.
said he's not ready to go to F1.
So, Carlos Sainz, step into Williams, please. I'm telling you, it's happening. Valtteri Bottas to Red Bull. Now that that's my theory, I'm sticking with it.
Sticking with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
But like, I genuinely think we're going to really struggle with the mid-season review, and I'm going to be interested. All I know is your prediction was Max to win all the races, and you fucked it.
Yeah, no, I fucked that one, right?
And then I was like, I've gone really bold, and then we were both like, oh fuck, like we went different scales bold. But I think I get the point for that because I'm the closest.
You're not getting a point for it.
I am. I'm
still wrong.
Fuck it, I'm doing the predictions. I do what I fucking want. What are you gonna do?
Leave.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you already are. You already are. Spa. Why don't we do Spa?
Oh, you're a...
Or I did say you should probably bring that over.
No, you didn't.
Oh, Okay. It's not a sprint race. That's next year. It's a sprint race weekend, isn't it?
I don't know. Don't we check?
No, it's definitely not. It's next year.
I'll check. It's okay.
Quali 1.
No, it is a sprint.
Is it?
No. Way wrecked.
You're a prick sometimes.
Yep, we know. You can't just be finding that out.
Sometimes. Are you doing it down there?
No, because I've got qualifying up, I'm spelling it. Because I'm partially dyslexic.
Okay, I shouldn't have laughed.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not actually. I'm just self-diagnosed. A lot of my stuff is self-diagnosed. Oh, I locked that. Did I? Well, it stayed on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're past that, but I don't know.
It might just be Sophie's phone. She's a weirdo.
I think it's maybe updated. No,
We've not insulted Sophie enough today. Cunt.
Oh. I'm trying to think of a hot take, and it's kind of hard because I don't want to go my basic bitch one that I always go. But I did get that right as well because I said it's going to rain in Quali. I'm going to go with this. And then...
No, wait, there, because they're quick in a straight line.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's... I'm just going to put it.
I can't be a hot take at this point because Logan Sargent's out-qualified them enough times.
Oh,
It was going to be Perez out in Q1.
Oh, okay. I've just seen your board. I shouldn't have looked. I love that though, but I'm going...
But that was the one that I said they're quick in a straight line.
Yeah. I thought that. So as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, it's that. Uh-oh, we're in... What, was that you singing that or was that me?
You.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
I don't know, I think it might be.
I don't even know what my hot take could be. Hot take, hot cross bun, hot cross bun. What's bold?
Just while Liam's taking his time, I forgot that I'll try and remember to put it in the link section. I set up a...
GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
Was it actually?
No, I set up a Google Docs thing
boo.
where people can put in their opinions on anything they want us to speak about, but also their opinions in F1. We have a couple.
Really?
And I remember, we had Charles Leclerc's overrated.
Rate that. Rate that.
Oh my days. Okay, on that point, flip your board.
Haha.
What have you gone? I've
gone Oscar, pole. Max, P2. And Carlos, P3.
I think, okay, I'll say mine. Lando first.
Boo.
Max second.
Yay.
Oscar 3. I think at the moment Lando does have the quali pace. I think he is showing good pace.
Nah, not as bad.
I do think Max might have it because, they're just faster in a straight line. But if Lando can get a good middle sector, but I think that big, massive, long straight, they might be
that for Spa is not a hot take.
Is it not? So I've said for my hot takes, one red flag at some point during the session. I think that's a pretty big hot take. And then there to be a little bit of rain at some point.
Always rain at Spa.
Not necessarily during qualifying or the race. No.
It's always rain. Anyway, I said Charles to have a Q2 exit. I just have a funny suspicion
I have a funny feeling.
But I was just gonna say a big name to go out in Q2.
I was gonna do that
but
too.
Then I
was like, fucking Perez will be in there. Does that count as a big name?
But see, then that's when I was like, nah, it's too generic. So I
was gonna say a shock early exit.
Yeah, see, so that's why I bit the bullet. Sorry, Charles, you're getting it, mate.
Yeah.
Saying that as if I know him. Shook his hand.
Did you?
Yeah, in Barcelona.
Which hand? Do it.
Right then. Fucking weirdo.
Oh, fucking hell. Been attacked. I'm one of the TikTok girls now.
Charles Leclerc. Charles
Leclerc. You seen that one, yeah?
Yeah, it fucking annoys me. Because who did I see do it? Like that Saffron Baker.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
But they
Camilla
literally...
Cabello
do you know
as
what they
well.
know? Oh, she at least is trying to know a bit about, but that Saffron Barker, I don't think she knows anything about F1 at all. And there's been a couple of them that go, and I'm like, but do you actually know anything about F1?
They don't need to.
They don't need to know anything. This is going to be... Sorry, guys. I'm going to go for it. Maybe because I was... Oh, shit.
What?
Maybe I was going to say because I was right last time, I'm going to be wrong this time. Oh, God. I'm really struggling. I'm going to say...
I'll even be.
Okay, right, you're ready.
If I'm 2.
I've done 2 as well. 3, 2, 1. I was going to put that, and then I was like, no, that's really... I don't want to put that for the hot take one.
What, a crash at Eau Rouge?
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
saying
scary.
that's going to happen.
Scary. No, I'm not saying that, but I was like, no, that's just a bit scary. I don't like crashes up Eau Rouge.
Anyway, who did you go for race-wise?
So race-wise, I have gone in 3rd place Oscar Piastri, in 2nd place Lando Norris, and in 1st place Max Verstappen.
Whey.
Fuck off. I have a feeling that it's going to be redemption. That's what I said about Oscar Piastri winning this week, and it came true. And I feel like Max has got a point to prove. He's really angry, so Max normally comes out with that point to prove and does it. I think if Lando's in P1 or Max is in pole, like Max is going to lead. But if Lando leads up...
Technically his home Grand Prix.
Technically. And if Lando leads up, even through like Upper Rouge and everything, Max will get him on the straight.
On the Camel straight.
Mm-hmm. I think there's... Yeah. And I think Max, like I say, have got point to prove. I don't think the McLaren has the straight line speed the same way that Red Bull does. So I do think it'll be harder for the McLaren to pass and stay ahead, not like what it was like in Hungary.
Like last year, they were really good in the rain when it rained at Spa, and then they just shredded their tyres when it went to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've gone Lewis P3.
Always love a Lewis podium. You put him this week and it was right, so well done.
Yeah, I actually did get 2 semi-right.
Because you got the order right, didn't you?
No, I didn't, because I had Oscar 2nd.
But you had
Lewis 3rd.
Oscar above Lando, so. Because Sophie had like Oscar Lando, so she had the order right. And I had Oscar Lando, but in the right places.
So I've gone Lewis 3rd, Oscar 2nd, Max 1st.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, shit, we haven't said them yet.
Yeah, but my hot take is Lando DNF.
Wait, why do you think Max is going to win?
I just think Red Bull need a win, and I think to cap...
Yeah, because it's been a while.
The cap off...
It's been
yeah.
Like 3 races.
Let's be honest, it's been 3 races, right? But they're still dominant.
Yeah.
You mean, so I think...
But they're not. They weren't dominant this week.
No, but what I mean is like in championship standings.
All right,
You mean they're still...
You mean it's not as
You mean it's not as if they're going into this weekend going, if we don't win, like we're not leading the championship or anything of that. Like the pressure's not truly on them yet, but it's like get your finger out now before it does become. So that's why I think Red Bulls. I just think all around Max is going to tear through the team. I think not that it's a bad thing. I think sometimes you need that sort of wake up call. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also think Red Bull win because my hot take is Lando's going to DNF.
Oh, you have something against Lando because I'm pretty sure last week you said also Lando was to be out in Q2.
No, did I not say George?
No, you said Lando.
Did I say Lando?
You said Lando.
I knew it was one Brit.
I think Sophie said she was going to put George or something like that. And your other one?
My other one is I think there's going to be a crash at Eau Rouge.
You did kind of say that though. So I said 5 cars to DNF and that the Alpines are going to crash into each other.
Yeah, that's 2 of them. It's 2 of your 5.
Yeah,
It could just be a pile-up.
But,
First corner.
Fuck's sake.
First corner.
Honestly, I was watching a video on the, like, because obviously they do the next week, it does like the whole thing. And I was like, fucking hell, Spa turn 1 is brutal. Brutal.
Have you seen that you can hire like an aerial atom and go around Spa?
Oh my god, that would be so much fun.
I'd love that. However, I do not like the idea of going up Eau Rouge. That scares me.
Yeah, absolutely. Question time.
Could you imagine going down Eau Rouge? Jeez.
Your stomach would get left at the top.
My stomach would be at turn 1 in an F1 car from the start straight.
Yeah.
Never mind Eau Rouge.
Yeah. No, my stomach would be at the start line where 3, 2, 1. I've not got
I'm like,
anything
no,
left.
please don't go, please don't go, please don't go.
I'd have my eyes shut. Right.
7.
Actually, 7. Okay, we actually have 7 here. True or false? Despite
False.
winning multiple... Oh, this is easy. Despite winning multiple World Drivers' Championships, Lewis Hamilton has never used a number 1.
Wait, say that again, because I feel like I'm going to put the wrong answer there.
Despite winning multiple World Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton has never used a number 1. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
True.
It's not false, because is it not the...
He's never used number
in
1.
2008, he's never used it. But do you remember in 2008, were they not still given numbers?
Nope. I'm sure it's true. He's never used the number 1.
It's true. I
Yes!
thought right. So I wouldn't. So I wouldn't have said. I was going to put true, and then I was like, but in 2008, I swear,
You're lying.
they still had car numbers, but maybe that doesn't count because, like, he never chose it. If that makes sense.
I don't think he did have the number 1 on his car.
No, he has never picked it, right? But what do you not remember? They couldn't choose their numbers, so they used to get given car numbers.
Did they?
Yeah. You didn't
know
know
that.
that. That's bad.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
what that was.
So it's like that's like in F2. That's how they work it. So you get 1, 2, like things like that, or 3, 4, and it works off of the previous constructors.
But I suppose in 2008 that was his rookie season, wasn't it?
2007 was rookie.
Oh, 2007 was...
2009. I mean, then when he won it, did he take the number 1? Did he have to take the number 1? But they must have had car numbers at that point. But I just couldn't remember because it wasn't that long ago. So it was a fair enough reason for me to put false.
No, I just remember that because it was something like when
would
Max chose the number 1, it was all this like Lewis has never taken number 1. And I was like, who cares?
Right. Okay. The Spa. Oh my god, I can't say the Francorchamps circuit.
Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah, it's situated within which famous forest?
Oh fuck! Oh fuck off! What is that?
I agree that we're never going to get that.
The Black Forest.
You're saying that?
No.
The Ardennes.
Fuck off.
Nice. That was a question on Spa at least. Give me another number.
72.
Out of 120 for me.
18.
Ooh, interesting. Who holds the record for the most Grand Prix starts without registering a podium finish? Oh, it's got to be.
Is it though? Is it though?
I've flipped my board.
Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg is.
Nice. I was trying to throw you off with that one, to be fair.
I know you were. Okay.
Kevin Magnussen.
One more each.
One more
we're not
each?
doing 1990s. F1 legends. Okay, give me a number between 1 and 20. You just did one, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's
you
me.
pick it.
Right, I'm going to go 14.
Oh, that's weird, because in my head I was going 13.
Who is the only Finn to have won the World Drivers' Championship more than once? Extra point if you can spell the name right. Kimi Räikkönen.
Mika Hakkinen, isn't it?
Oh, fuck, yeah, probably. I never even thought about that. I was just like, Kimi Räikkönen, yeah, you're right. If you get a point, get an extra point for spelling it right. Brilliant. Okay, on you go. Oh, fuck, we're not doing 1980s. Okay. 9. At all my days, Lily... Now this really comes down to if you paid attention recently. Lily Munai? I never pronounced her second name before. A professional golfer on the LPGA Tour is the girlfriend of which 2022 Formula 1 driver? 3, 2, 1.
Alex Albon.
Oh, wow, you do pay attention. Don't even need to check that one. I actually knew the answer. Okay, one more for me.
Yeah, I'm 3 for 3 right now. I'm 3 for 3 right now.
Okay, I'm...
No. Yeah, 3 for 3, right.
On 14. Lewis Hamilton holds the record for the most podium finishes by a British driver. Who is second on that list?
British driver.
Oh, yeah, British.
For
Holds it-
podiums.
Podiums finishes. That's actually hard.
It's not
Right.
him.
Is it not? Which one did you see that I put down? I put mine down. Just checking.
Who is it? Who is
You're
it?
not getting it, so just go for it.
I put Hill.
So I put Sir Sterling Moss, and I went, Graham Hill? It's more recent. I am actually going to have to double check that, because I double checked it before and I just...
It's not Jensen Button.
It's not Jensen Button.
Wait,
It's
wait,
worse than that.
Wait,
You're ish, like a little bit older than that.
Podiums?
That is wild.
British driver with the
Wild. Red Bull. 2000s.
David Coulthard.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
David Coulthard.
Is it actually?
I'm not joking.
Oh my
I had to
God.
like triple check it.
I was between him and Nigel Mansell.
I was gonna, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's Graham Hill, and then I was like, is it Sterling Moss? I just knew it wasn't Jim
Yes,
Clark.
I just said Hill because I was like, then I cover both.
David Hill never won a race, though, did he?
David Hill won a championship.
Oh, I'm thinking of.
Damon Hill, world F1 champion.
Who
Didn't
had
win a race.
Who ran the Benetton?
Martin Brundle.
No, the car. Oh, I'm thinking Eddie Jordan.
Johnny Herbert.
Eddie Jordan. I'm thinking Eddie Jordan. I'm having a real bad night tonight. Fucking hell.
You
I've
have
not
had
even
a
had
bad
a drink. Maybe that's the problem.
So your actual brain's having to work.
Yeah. All my days.
Not the
Normally it's just
alcohol.
like I obviously overthink and I just yeah. Anyway, lovely time. Any last thoughts?
Hakuna Matata.
I thought you were going to slate Sophie, to be honest.
Nah, I can't think of any. I've not seen her enough or heard from her enough to...
God, yeah. When was the last
So-
time you saw her other than 2 weeks ago? Been a while.
Yesterday on Facebook, when she posted about where she was.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Has it? Thanks.
Not fucking really.
There we go.
We've just been
the
slating
Heidi.
Lando Norris the whole time, haven't we?
Right, that.
Things you love. But we will catch you guys in the next episode, which will either be a Spa shock of the day, or it will be our mid-season review, because Spa's been shit and rained off.
There we go.
There we go.
Afita Zen.
Fucking end the podcast, Liam. Christ, it's so...
You're a dickhead.
Right. Bye, Pishheads.
Au revoir.